Hey guys, it's Ejector Roller Coasters, and today we are doing our first battle. This is Twisted Colossus versus Ghost Rider. Both of these coasters are amazing, and today I'm going to be comparing them. So for the first category, we have height. And now, by the way, we are comparing these to like the tallest or fastest or whatever, in this case, tallest in the world. That's why they're not getting good scores. But Twisted Colossus is 121 feet, Ghost Rider is 118, so they're very, very close. So I gave Ghost Rider a 3 out of 10 for that, because, I mean, it's not too tall, and Twisted Colossus a 3.1. I felt like giving it a 3, but at the same time, it's a tiny bit higher, so I just added 0.1, I guess. Feels fair. Next up is the speed. And Twisted Colossus goes 57 miles an hour, and Ghost Rider goes 56 miles an hour. So, and you can feel the speed on these rides. Ghost Rider's second half just hauls, and Twisted Colossus just hauls the whole time. Except on the chain lift, of course. But I know this is not going to be entirely on stats. I'm just letting you know, because if we did that, it wouldn't be like a very interesting kind of battle, you know? But for these, I am giving them the same score because it's just too close to add any difference, honestly. Next up, we have the drop. And for Twisted Colossus, I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. This is comparing to my favorite drops I've experienced. And it's a really good drop. Like in the front, you just hang over the edge, and then you go steep and really fast, and it's a smooth, fun drop. In the back, you get whipped and get great ejector. Now for Ghost Rider, it's cool because it has the tunnel and the lights are really cool in there. But in the front you get a good view and good laterals on the way down. In the back you get good flowjector. But I prefer Twisted Colossus's drop. Next up we have Airtime. In Twisted Colossus, I mean, it's an RMC. Of course it's gonna get a 10 for Airtime. I mean, excluding Joker. Sorry about you, Joker. You just don't get very good airtime. Anyway, Twisted Colossus will definitely get a 10 for airtime. There are 18 different moments of airtime on this ride. You are absolutely flung out of your seat. Really strong ejector in the front. The double down in the back is great. The camelback under the Top Gun stall is amazing. So 10 out of 10 for Twisted Colossus. Now for Ghost Rider, you get that typical GCI flowjector, but you get a lot of it. So that's why I really like it. I gave it an 8.5. Not a perfect score because it's not super strong or sustained, but I would have given it lower, but the drop off the mid-course in the back is absolutely insane. I don't know if it was a day or something, but it wasn't trimming at all. And it felt very, very similar to a drop like El Toro. It was amazing. Next up we have Intensity, and this is where Twisted Colossus kind of falls behind. It's not very intense. You don't get very good positives, and I don't know, it just doesn't feel very intense to me. You get thrown out of your seat plenty, but it just doesn't feel that intense. Anyway, yeah, so I'm giving it only a 6. Again, comparing it to the most intense I've ridden. Now, Ghost Rider, this ride does feel intense. Even though it is smooth, it feels like it's still gonna have a little rattle like a wooden coaster, and you get great laterals, great airtime, good positives. It's really fun, and you kind of feel janky, and your body's shaking. It's really, really fun. The head choppers are great. Um, it just feels really, really fast. You have a great sense of speed throughout the whole ride. It just feels more intense in my opinion, so I'm giving Ghost Rider an 8. Now for smoothness, Twisted Colossus is buttery smooth, so I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a 10. There's not much I can say about it. It's an RMC, it's glass smooth, perfect. Ghost Rider for the most part is very, very smooth, but I'm only taking off a point because it's a wood coaster. It's gonna have some kind of rattle. That's all though. I'm still giving it a 9 though, which is a great score, especially for a woody. Next up is length. Okay, now before you look at Twisted Colossus' score and rage on me, let me explain. This is not on how long the ride actually is. It's how long it feels. I know it sounds kind of dumb, but it's important to me. Now, Twisted Colossus, the reason why I'm giving it a low score is because it does 2 laps, but it loses all its momentum and goes on to like the world's slowest, loudest chain lift after one. But and then it's just 1 lap, so it feels really short. And then you're just sitting there, and it feels like a different ride. And then you go on something else, and it's 1 lap, and then it's really short, and you're kind of like, oh. I said this about it in my top 10 coasters at Magic Mountain that after the first lap, it just like, that's it. I mean, that was good, but like, that was really short. That's why I'm only giving it a 5. Now, Ghost Rider, this feels like a long ride. I mean, it's one of the longest rides I've ever ridden. I actually don't know, like, what is, but this might be. It's very, very, very long. It's really cool. Like, since its layout like has a double out and back instead of a normal out and back, it feels a lot longer, and it is a lot longer. So that's why I'm giving it an 8. Now for the restraints, I love Twisted Colossus's restraints, the typical RMC ones, not the Grislowers you'll find on New Texas Giant or Iron Rattler. This one, just the typical RMCs. I really like these because you can use your shins to get room, and I'm not tall enough for the shin guards to bother me, so I like that. Also, I like the hydraulic because it doesn't come down as easily when you go down the drop, and eventually when it sits there for long enough, I feel like it locks and I don't have to hold it up, and I really like that. The only reason I'm taking off half a point is if the ride up staples you and you can't get the buckle from underneath undone, then your leg will just die and it really hurts and it takes away from the experience. However, most of the time I can loosen it up, get that out of the way, and I'll just love it. That's why I'm giving it a 9.5. Ghost Rider, these restraints are really comfy. The GCI Millennium Flyers, really good. Like they're like I don't know they're like soft and fluffy. Like the seats, they're really comfortable when you sit in them. Good for laterals. The divider is good because otherwise the laterals would be really awkward who you're sitting next to. So that helps. I like the restraints too because you can get room on them. The ride ups like do not staple here. They don't like staple, but sometimes they'll be like, "Hey, scoot back." I'm like, "Dang it." But whatever. That's they're just like trying to be GP. They're like whatever. They're trying to keep us safe cuz obviously if you have 1 inch of room, you're all going to die. No, I'm just kidding. But the reason why they're very comfortable, but the reason why they're not getting a perfect score is cuz they come down so easily during the ride. Like on the chain lift, they even came down my first ride. I'm like, "Oh man, I thought I had room." It was really annoying. But it's still like they're really comfortable. That's why they're getting a high score. And for the I think second to last category, we have layout. These coasters have good layouts. Not like phenomenal, but they have good layouts. I like Twisted Colossus's layout because it interacts with the other track. Even if it doesn't duel, it's still pretty cool. And like I really like how it has all these airtime moments. It has the outward banks. It has the normal bank turns where like kind of like the blue side's bank turn and the high five element is kind of like Fury's, but like you don't get as much floater or whatever. But it's fine. I like Twisted Colossus's layout. The Mobius loop is cool. Typical RMC kind of layout. I like it. And the layout for Ghost Rider, I like this layout more than most people do because like out and backs are like average. That's what I would give like a 5 for layout, like an out and back with a helix or whatever. But this one, it is an out and back with a helix, but it goes around twice, so it's really cool. You get better head choppers. The pacing seems way faster than like a B&M Hyper, which is normally your out and back coaster, and I really, really like it. The helix at the end is like not banked at all, and the laterals are absolutely insane. So that's why I'm giving Ghost Rider a 7 as well. And now for the last category, I'm pretty sure, is pacing. Now, Twisted Colossus, this thing is just absolutely hauling all the way through. 10 out of 10. I don't really know what else to say. It's an RMC. Every year it keeps on getting faster and faster since opening year. It's so good. Now, for Ghost Rider, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. I would have given it a perfect score, but like sometimes, like after the first floater hill and the turnaround, it feels kind of slow. The random turns before the drop off the mid course is like feels kind of slow. But that's about it. So I'm taking off like 2 points for that. But besides that, the ride feels like it's hauling. I was right. And this battle is over. The scores have been calculated. The scores are 61.4 to 69. 69. And the winner is Ghost Rider. Congratulations, you've won this battle. And before you say anything like it was just because the points, please don't get mad. I do actually prefer Ghost Rider to Toasted Colossus, and that's basically only because of the length. And I don't know, I just really like this kind of ride. So thank you all for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.